Today's adventure takes us to the Iowa 80 Trucking Museum in Walcott, Iowa. It is free admission to get into the museum, but donations are appreciated. Federal Motor Truck Company was a Detroit-based business from 1910 to 1959. This is in 1951. Top speed was 50 miles an hour. This is a 1922 Walter Snowfighter. It's a four-cylinder single valve. The Walter Snowfighters boasted a third bevel drive built into the transmission that drove power from the front to the rear. This 1922 Walter Snowfighter assigned unit number 29. It is presumed to have been in operation for the Fifth Avenue coach lines of New York City to move snow along the routes run by the double-decker passenger buses. This 1911 Walker Electric Model 43 is a 3.5 horsepower 84-volt DC electric motor, low capacity of 6,000 pounds. This was a milk delivery truck in downtown Chicago. A single charge would allow this truck to travel up to 50 miles. The pioneering woman in trucking was Alice Ramsey, Luella Bates, Lily Drennan, and Maisie Lanham. This 1969 International Roadster is a V8 gasoline with 345 cubic inch, 5-speed with 2-speed rear axle. This loadster was made for the mobile home transportation trade. Here is a 1910 Avery tractor, gasoline farm wagon. This is one of 6 Averys that are still known to exist. This 1968 Ford F-250 is a 3/4 ton with 2-wheel drive as a camper special. There is a 120-volt generator under the hood. It was a factory installed option. Here is a 1957 Ford T800 Big Job. This is a medium-duty truck that was bought brand new in Iowa. Here's a 1954 Foggio van. This van was built on March 2nd, 1954, and it was the 58th one of this model made. Here's a 1925 Douglas with a well-drilling rig. This 1933 Ford was not originally a paddy wagon. It was loaned to a movie company to use in Fist, a 1978 movie starring Sylvester Stallone. And here we have a 1930 Ford Model A snowmobile. This 1930 Ford A snowmobile paved the way with its innovative skis. Back then, customers could buy snowmobile conversion kits from a number of different manufacturers. The 1963 Mercedes Unimog. The top speed was 55 miles an hour. 1921 International Harvester Model 101. Top speed 14 miles an hour. Here's a 1939 International Armored. The entire body of the truck is a 1/4-inch armor plate. Top speed of this truck is 45 miles an hour. Here's a 1924 Brockway 2.5 ton. You would have paid $3,000 to buy this truck brand new in 1924. It does have a windshield wiper, but you work it by hand. Top speed is 20 miles an hour. Here's a 1964 Mack B 873SX. Here's a 1963 International 4-cylinder Detroit diesel. This International is a mobile corn sheller. This truck and stock trailer new were bought by Jake Isles of Mount Pleasant, Iowa for $2,300. This is a 1934 GMC T23B. Top speed of this truck was 35 miles an hour. This truck was unusual in that it has a sleeper cab. Here is a 1947 Mack EQS. After World War II, truck sales in the U.S. skyrocketed, and demand for truck-tractor combinations increased dramatically. This truck began its life as a dump truck, was converted into a water truck, and then into its current state as a logging truck. The 1959 Diamond T cabover. They were extremely popular in the 50s, and the cabover was one of the company's best-selling models. Top speed was 46 miles per hour. The 1929 Mack AC. It was 6-speed, 4 forward speeds and 2 reverse. Top speed was between 15 and 20 miles an hour. The 1974 Ryder Paymaster R100. It was built to be aerodynamic and fuel efficient. 1981 Kenworth K100 Aerodyne. Top speed is 100 miles an hour, and it has traveled nearly 1.6 million miles. 1952 Kenworth KCK. This 1952 bullnose was a real workhorse. It was purchased by Dressler Ranch in Gardenville, Nevada, and used to haul cattle until the end of the 20th century. The 1952 utility trailer was extended 5 feet when the length laws changed. This 1958 Kenworth Bullnose KDC 925C had over 5.2 million miles on it when its previous owner stopped counting in 1998. This truck was $25,000 brand new in 1958. Top speed 78 miles per hour. This 1983 Ford 9000 is known as Old Number 1. It is the first truck purchased by Conway Central Express. The 1942 Mack FJ. This one was one of 322 originally made. Top speed of 27 miles per hour. This 1942 Peterbilt 270 DC. It is one of only 3 chain-drive Peterbilts known to exist today. This is a 1962 white 9064. The unusual thing about this truck was that it had a gasoline engine in an era when most trucks had diesel. The top speed was 60 miles an hour. Here's a 1941 Freightliner record. Top speed was 45 miles an hour. 1968 Peterbilt 358. Owning this Peterbilt at the time would have been like owning a Cadillac. Here's a 1938 Kenworth conventional model. Cat Scales 1938 Kenworth is known by drivers all across America, but very few may know that it started out as a fire truck and served in the city of Spokane, Washington till 1970. This truck participated in the Great Race every year from 1990 to 2001. It does not have power steering or air conditioning, so that's a hard drive for 4,095 miles each time. Contract Freighters, Inc. a truckload carrier of Joplin, Missouri. Started out with trucks like this in 1952. This 1952 GMC is a replica unit. It is nicely restored cram trailer, which was very popular back then. This 1986 GMC General was the largest Class 8 conventional cab truck produced by General Motors. The 1959 GMC 860. McMahon, a milk and livestock hauler in Wisconsin, purchased this truck new in 1959. This 1944 white WA114. This Coca-Cola truck has quite the story. They bought it from a junkyard in Dixon, Illinois in 1994, where it had been sitting for 43 years. After they bought it, it sat on their property for 20 years. Finally, they said, I want this truck restored before I'm gone. 4-year process was finally completed in 2016. They put a body from a 1937 International truck, which was used widely by Coca-Cola from 1937 to 1951. It also has 4,800 small bottles full of Coca-Cola. They had the bottle crates made and painted using an antique stencil machine. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Thank you.